Well, talking of grand old ages, Dr. Bill Frankland has died at the age of 108. He was not only an eminent and pioneering figure in his field, which was immunology and the management of allergies, but also someone who had a remarkable life. He survived a Japanese camp during the Second World War and later worked with Alexander Fleming, the discoverer of penicillin. In 2017, Justin spoke to him on this programme.
I'm just very, very lucky. I always say I'm lucky, and people say, how is it that I've lived all this time? And I say, I've been so near death so many times, but I've always just escaped. That's why I am still alive.
And does carrying on working help with that?
I think, well, if I didn't work, I'm fascinated by medicine in general and allergy in particular, which is my subject. But there's so much to learn all the time. And if I wasn't reading a lot about modern advances, what would I do at the age of 105? There's very little else you can do. I read occasional books, but I haven't time for that.
Well, on the line now is Dr. Glenys Scadding, who's an honorary allergist consultant at the Royal National Throat, Nose and Ear Hospital, and who is a friend and colleague of Dr. Frankland's. Good morning.
Good morning.
When did you first come to work with him?
I never actually worked with Bill Frankland, but I first came to know him through the British Society of Allergy and Clinical Immunology about 30 to 40 years ago, when he was already at an advanced age and I was very much a junior.
And what was he like? How did he interact with you?
He was a charming, remarkable, delightful man. He was always interested in people and what they did, and always prepared to listen.
And a real pioneer in his field. He is the man to whom we owe the pollen count.
Absolutely. We owe him the pollen count. We owe him allergy vaccines, that is, allergen-specific immunotherapy. He was the person who first showed that worked, and he undertook what's called a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, published in 1954. And at the time, that was a very remarkable thing to have done. He also spared us from having bacterial vaccines because in the same kind of trial he showed that they do not work.
And early in his career, when he served as a registrar to Alexander Fleming, and he predicted that penicillin could cause allergic reactions in some patients, something that Alexander Fleming didn't agree with.
Alexander Fleming did not want to know that. Bill was writing a chapter in a book for him, and he put the bit about allergy towards the end, and I think Fleming crossed it out at that stage. But of course, it is a very real problem with penicillin. Absolutely.
So how would you sort of characterise his overall contribution to his field in his time?
It was a major contribution to understanding, to therapy, and to how to practice allergy. I think he showed us all that you do need to take time to listen, to pick up the minor details that may be remarkably important in what's happening to a patient.
And he didn't stop. He was still working and writing right up almost till the end.
He was still writing papers right up until the end with the help of Susie Brown from the London Allergy Clinic. He was writing a paper on the last time I saw him, which was a birthday celebration for him, a little early for his birthday. And he was very pleased and went off at the end of this lovely lunch to do the references with Susie on this last paper of his.
Dr. Glenys Scadding, thank you so much for talking to us about the life of Dr. Bill Frankland.